From that day onward, 1973 or 72 onward to this day, I have not used pomade. Why? Because my wife gave me a hint. What was the hint? Wow, your hair is so nice without pomade. What was I doing? Because I love my wife, I what? I listen. I focus. You love your children? Yes or no? Why don't you give them undivided attention? Don't listen to them when you're watching TV. Shock them. Close the TV. Kneel down and say, my son, what do you want to tell me? I do that with my kids. I go to their eye level and I ask them. You show them respect. That's how you communicate. Listen, listen, listen. Are you listening? Okay. The first duty of love is to listen. Now, I make mistake. Just yesterday, my wonderful daughter came to my room. She was explaining. Now, you have to understand. 7 o'clock in the morning is prime time for me to study, to meditate on the messages, okay? It's prime time, but she went to my room. 7 in the morning. I was meditating, okay? I wasn't asleep. I meditate as I'm lying down, okay? I meditate. I review the message. But she came. Now, I thought she'll be there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No. She was there, expressing her frustration. She was stressed. She was telling us about a supplier. She has some big event coming. It's secret. Someday I will tell you. In the meantime, I look at her, and I couldn't help it, but I gave comments. I said, honey, remember what I told you? Do not be stressed. Do not allow anybody to stress you. Now, after 30 minutes, she went to her room. I praise God for my wife. My wife is not afraid of me. She talks to me all the time. My wife said, honey, did you think by telling her don't be stressed, help her not to be stressed? By 7:30.1 second, I was out of my room. I was looking for my daughter. Honey, baby, thank you for sharing with us your frustration. I realize you must have been so frustrated. Let me hug you, love you. You see, all they want to do is to share. And what must you do? Listen, listen, listen. Not what? Not give suggestions. Not yet. Not give solutions. You need to learn to listen, listen, listen. All D group leaders, are you listening to me? That's how you become effective in ministering to people. When your member has a problem, just listen. And after listening, listen again. Listen to the unspoken words. Listen to the tone of voice. And then, after a while, you give suggestions. Don't immediately, ay nako, madali ang problema mo. This is what you must do. 1, 2, 3, comprende, adios, see you. No. Now, most parents, that's what you do. Most parents, they immediately jump in. And I've seen children, they share their opinion, okay? They share what they believe in. It can be crazy. You know what most parents will do? You immediately give your opinion. Mali yan. Can I tell you, you keep doing that, you will get the shock of your life. Your children will stop opening up to you. They stop talking to you. And then you are surprised. How come my kids don't talk to me anymore? Very simple. You know why they don't talk to you anymore? Because every time they talk to you, binabara mo eh. In English, you are clogging it. You are clogging. When they say something, you immediately confront. You immediately disagree. Pretty soon, they will not talk to you. Because you know why? Your problem is you love to correct. Am I correct? Listen to me. When you listen, when you have wonderful time, dinner, lunch, vacation, beware of correct. Criticize. Condemn. No. What must you do? Listen. And then you must compliment. You must affirm. Comprende? You say, see. Then when you go home, you start correcting your children again. I am not telling you don't correct. I'm not telling you don't do it. In fact, I'm going to ask my daughter now to share with us the importance of building relationship. Can you please welcome my eldest daughter, Joy?
My name is Joy. I am the second child in the Tanchi lineup, but I was one of the first to get married. So I'm happily married 10 years now to my husband, Ejik, and we have 3 boys and a little princess. Now, my dad had asked me on Friday, he said, would you like to share this Sunday about what it was like for you growing up and how we built a positive relationship with you? And I think to make it clearer, what I'd like to do is share some stories about how they related to me when I was going through some difficult things. I'll be honest and begin by saying that I wasn't a perfect kid, but my relationship with my parents was key to helping me grow in my faith and walk with Jesus. Now, I will start off with a story about me in high school. In high school, there was one point when this guy started to court me, and he was a star basketball player. He was kind of a popular guy, but he was also a bad boy. And it was, I started to become interested in him, and I started to become flattered when he started paying attention to me. And my parents were concerned that it could become something more serious. So they employed a very good and effective strategy, which was they said, hey, honey, why don't you go out with us for dinner? I wasn't tense because it was a disarming situation. They were going to take me out to dinner. And during that dinner, what they did was they started talking to me, like finding out, so what do you like about this guy? What are the things that you find in him that are good? Are there any things that you think would not be positive in his life? And they really interacted with me. And I think this was one point that really helped me in our relationship, because instead of reacting to me, a lot of times they would interact or respond instead of just criticizing or getting angry about stuff. And at the end of the dinner, what happened was basically the bottom line was they didn't want me to spend any more time with this guy. And, for a teenager, for me, that was kind of shocking, and I was really hurt about it. I was quite upset. I was actually angry. But what really struck me during that time was my parents said to me, Joy, we are on your side. We're on the same team. And when they saw me crying and breaking down, they also started to cry with me. And that's when I realized they were really empathizing. And my dad, who doesn't really cry, he started to cry also. And so from that experience, I began to see, my parents really do want what is best for me. They're out for my good. And by God's grace, I didn't end up dating that guy. Praise God.